everyone, this is Ankit Jain. I welcome you all to my channel Tech Journey with Ankit. In today's session, we will explore how we can export the data from the Salesforce into the CSV form using the Lightning Web component. So in this quick tech session, we will create one component which will help to export the data. So here we'll be implementing two functionalities. Functionality number one, in case the records are not selected on the data table and the user go and click on this export data button, then we will go and perform the export operations available for all the records. So here I clicked on the export button without selecting the records. You can see that all the records are exported into the CSV form. Another functionality is in case the user is want to download a particular record by selecting the particular rows, right? For example, let's say I want to download these four records here and clicking on the export button, then we will only go and download the selected records only, right? Let's go and explore how we can create this utility in this quick tech. To get started, we will first go and create the Apex controller. So I'm taking the Control Shift P, taking the option create Apex class and giving the name to the controller as the CSV controller. As I have to invoke this controller from the Lightning Web component, I'll go and create the OI enabled method here. And this method needs to be invoked from the wire decorator. I am putting here the cacheable equal to true. So let me put the method name public static. I want to return the list of accounts. I have written the list of account and putting the method name as fetch records. This method will make a query on the account object and return the record. So I am returning the select ID, comma name, comma industry, comma website, comma phone from account. Right? Let me go and deploy this Apex method. Very simple, make a query and return the records. Now let me go and create the Lightning Web component parallelly. So I'm giving the name of the component as the CSV component. In our Lightning Web component, we will make a call to our controller and get the records. I am importing the fetch records from my CSV controller. I want to make this call with the help of wire decorator. So I am putting @wire, making a call to the fetch record and handling the response in the form of function. So let me put here the wired function, and here it will take one object which we are destructuring into the two variables data and the error. Now here I will check if I am getting the data, then I will process the data. If I am getting any error, then I will log that error as well. So here I am logging the error, whatever error that I am getting, console.log error. Let me close this, right? And whatever the data that we are getting, I will put that data into the one variable, that is the account data variable. I am initializing this with the blank array. So here I am populating the data. This dot account data is equal to the data that we have received, right? Now to display this data on the UI, I will be using out of the box component, that is the Lightning data table. For that we will navigate to the component library. In the component library, if you go and search here for the data table, you will be landed up on this Lightning Web component data table. So firstly I am taking the structure of our HTML file. So I am copying this Lightning data table from here and navigating back to my HTML file in my editor and pasting here the data table that we have, right? Now here we have to put few mandatory fields. First is the key field ID to identify the unique record. Again the data, whatever the data that you have to populate in the data table. So here we do have the data available in our account data variable. So I am populating here the account data variable. Similarly for the columns, we do have this column variable. Okay, we don't have the column variable, so let's go and create the column structure. For that again I'm navigating back to the component library, and here we do have this column structure. So I'm taking this structure from here and creating the column structure according to our requirement. So what I want to show here is the account name. So let me go and put the first label as the account name, right? Again here we have to make sure that the field name must be the API name. So I'm making here the account name. Similarly, I want to display the website. For the website, the field name must be the website and the type will be URL. Similarly, to display the phone, the field name must be the phone. Here you have to make sure that you are using the exact same case. Another thing that I want to display here is the industry. Again, industry, I am putting the field name as industry and the type will be text. In case you don't define any type, the default type will always be the text, right? So let me go and remove this. So my component is ready. Now I have to go and enable the download button on my HTML. So I will go and create a division here with some padding. SLDS where p round small, and in this padding, in this division, I will go and put one button on the click of which the download will be initiated. Again, to create the button, I am taking the help of the lightning component. So here, again, if you go to the component library, search here for the button and select the button option, you will be landed upon this page. Here, I am interested in the buttons with the icon. So I'm taking the option here called buttons with icon. I want the download button with the brand variant, like this kind of a button. So I am copying this button structure from here and let me put it in the division. Let's go and check what are the different attributes. Label, I want to change this label to the export data. Title, I want to give the title as export data into CSV. Icon, I want to keep it at same. As soon as user click on the button, I want to execute the handler function. So I'm defining the onClick JavaScript event and putting here the function name as the click handler. Another thing that I want to do here is I want to enable this button only and only when I do have the records available in my account data. So for that I am using the disabled attribute, and here I am calling the one of the getter method, that is the check record. This method will check if the records are available. If yes, then only this button will be enabled. Otherwise this button will be disabled. To define the getter method, put a get followed by the method name. This method will check whether the records are available in this account data variable or not. So here I am checking this dot account data dot length. In case the length is greater than 0, then we have to enable the button. So I am setting the value for the disabled attribute to false. Otherwise, I will set this value to true. Let's go and return this true or false value from this method so that a button will be enabled conditionally. Now I believe our component looks good. Next thing that I will do here is I will go and expose this component. So I am putting is exposed as true, defining the targets here as an app page. Let me go and deploy this now. My changes are deployed here successfully. Now we will go and add this component on our app builder page. So here is my component, CSV component. I am dragging and dropping the component and adding it on the app builder page. Let me go and click on save. I can see the button is coming up correctly and also the records are loaded successfully on my data table. Now here, the functionality that I want to implement here is if the records are available on my data table and user clicked on the export button, then I have to go and download all the records. However, if user is selecting only few records and again then clicking on this export button, then I have to go and download the selected records only. So how we can achieve that? So for that, first we have to check whether the records are selected on this lightning data table or not. So let's go and implement this functionality. We already have created this click handler method. So I will go and expand this click handler method now for the download functionality. So I am creating a method here called click handler. So in this method, the first thing that I will check if records are selected on data table. So to check that, we will be using the standard method on the data table, that is the get selected rows. So the way we will use this is first we will select that lightning data table component. So I am putting here the lightning data table, and here I am calling the method called get selected rows. This method will give you all the selected rows by the user. So let me go and store this into one local variable. So let's say I'm defining one variable here that is selected rows, and in this variable I will go and store this value. So in case anything is selected, then this variable will be populated. Right? Now the next thing that I have to check here if the records are selected or not. And so I'm checking here if records are selected or not. In case the records are not selected, then we have to download the complete data table. Okay, so in case records are not selected, download all records in table. So to do that, I am declaring another variable here, that is the download records, and again I am initializing this with the blank array. Now to perform this check, here I am checking the length of the selected rows, whether we are getting any selected rows or not. The selected rows dot length, if the length is greater than 0, then we can say that the record that we have to download here is the selected rows record. Again, to copy the array, I am using the spread operator. I have already covered in detail the use cases for the spread operator in our bootcamp. So here you can, I am copying all the selected rows in the download record. In case nothing is selected, then we have to go and download the complete data. So here my download records will be the all the records that we do have available in this count data. So right, so my download record function is ready now. Now the next thing that I have to do here is I have to convert the array, because this is download records. Here I do have the records available in the array form. Now the next thing that I have to do here is I have to convert the array into the CSV. To convert the array into the CSV, what we have to do, what we will do here is we will create another method. So let me create the method here as convert array to CSV method. Okay, and this method will return as the CSV. The CSV generally have two things. First thing that we do have for the CSV is the header, and the CSV also have the body. CSV also have the body, right? So let's go and invoke this method first from our click handler. So here I go and put convert array to CSV, and here I am passing this downloaded record. Whatever the records that you have to download or that you have to convert, I am passing those records here. And this method is accepting those records again. Now here, first I will show you in the developer, first I will show you on that Google Chrome debugger how to actually we can go and create the header and the body, and before I go and implement it here. So to perform the debug, I am putting a manual debugger here, and let me go and deploy this method one more time, and we will go to the browser. My changes are deployed here successfully. Let's go to the org and refresh the page. Parallelly also I am opening the debugger window here, and this debugger will be invoked as soon as we go and click on our button. So let me go and click on the button. You can see now I am in the debug mode. So this is where I do have my debugger. Let me pass the control here. So I do have all the records that I have to download. Now let's go and try to understand how we can go and create the CSV header first. For that I am taking you to the console section. So these are my the records that I have to go and perform the download operation. You can see it is an array of record, right? The first thing that I have to get here is the header, where I need the ID, industry name, phone, as well as the website, right? So to do that, as the header is common for all the entries available in the array, I am only interested in the one entry for now. So I am taking here the value as 0. Okay, now from this object, now what you have to do here is you have to go and create the header. Again, the header will be the combination of ID, name, industry, website, and the phone, which are nothing but the properties of an object, right? So I will go and get the properties of an object now. For that, again, I am using the object.keys method. We have already covered all these methods in detail in our bootcamp, right? Make sure you are checking out that video as well in case you are not familiar. So here I do have all the properties available in my array. So initially I do have an object. From the object I have extracted the property. Now I have to convert this into the CSV form. CSV form means they all should be separated by the comma. So to do that, again I am using another method of the string. So that is the join method. You can also use the toString method as well in case you want to use it. That is also fine. But you can also go for the join method. Here let's say I am taking the toString method, which is converting my array into the string. So here I do have the string with me with all the headers. So let me go and put the same thing in the header as well. So this is my header now. Now the next thing that I have to do here is the body. In the body, what we need all the records values, right? So I'll show you first how to get for the one, and basically we have to go and do this repeatedly for all the records. So for that we have to perform the iteration. Only thing that we have to do here is rather than we go and use the key here, we have to go and use the value, and here we have to just again go and apply the toString function. Object dot values, not value, it is values, right? Let me go and click on enter. You can see we are getting all the values. Now we have to do this operation in the loop. For that again I am using the array method that we have covered in our boot camp, that is the map method. So here I have to iterate over these data records. So I am putting here the data records dot map. I am interested in the current item, and here I want to iterate over all the entries of the item. So here I go and put object dot values of the current item, and I want to convert this into the string. So I am putting here the toString. Right? Now I do have the array available with all the records. Now I do have the array available for all the records. If you want, I can also show this on the console window as well. Let me go and clear this and execute this. You can see I do have the array available with all these different entries. There are 7 entries available in my array now, but all in the CSV form. Now, the next thing that we have to do here is we have to go and create the complete CSV file. So let me go and put the CSV file. CSV file is nothing but the combination of the header as well as the body. So here I put the CSV header. After that I am adding a new line character because I want body should come into the next line. And again my body is nothing but an array that again I have to go and convert it into the string. But while converting into the string, I want to introduce the new line character as well. So what I am doing here is I am putting here the CSV body dot join to convert it into the string, and while converting into the string I want every line should come up in the next line. So that's why I am using the new operator here. Let's go and return this CSV file. So here I am returning this CSV file here. So basically after invoking this method, what we are getting is our CSV file. Now the next thing that we have to perform here is we have to make this file downloadable. So again I am creating another method, that is the create link for download, and I am passing this file for downloading. So let me create another method now, and this method will accept the CSV file on which we have to perform the download operation. To perform the download, we have to create the anchor element here. So let me go and create the anchor element, document dot create element, and the element that we have to create here is the anchor element. Now, and this anchor element, we have to go and populate the different attributes. So first I am populating here is the URL. The way we populate the URL here is we have to let the browser know that the data that we are dealing is the CSV data. So I am putting here the text slash CSV. Next thing, we have to also go and define the char set here as the UTF-8 char set, right? And make sure that after defining this you are putting a comma, right? And after that you should go and add the data that you have to put into the file. Again, to put the data we have to go and encode this data and pass the CSV file here, right? We have encoded the data, and we have also let the browser know that the data is in the CSV form, and we have also set the char set here. Now the next thing that we have to do here is we have to go and define the target. So let me go and define the target here as the blank, and in the last we go and give the file name as well. So let me go and give the file name, let's say account data.csv. And after all the attributes has been done, I will go and invoke this anchor method with the help of JavaScript event. So I am calling the click event from here, right? With the help of which the file will be downloaded. Now let's go and deploy this and check the functionality. We have converted the array into the CSV. We have also created the downloadable file for it. So let me go and deploy this. So my component is deployed here successfully. Let's go and refresh the page and check the functionality now. So here you can see as soon as user go and click on this export button, the data is downloaded in the expected form. So let me go and open that file to show the final output. You can see I'm getting the ID, name, industry, website, and phone. Okay. In case the user is selecting only few records and then clicking on the export button, you can see only the selected records are downloaded. Only the 3 records are downloaded here. This is how we can create a small utilities with the help of Lightning Web Component. In case you folks like the session, please make sure that you guys are clicking the hit and the subscribe button as well and follow the Tech Journey with Ankit for such quick techs.